Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sil Cooks. I'm your host, Salentia, and I'm here downtown LA celebrating downtown LA's Artwalk. They have it here the second Thursday of every month, and I thought we'd make our first stop here at Mocha. So let's take a look. Downtown Los Angeles comes alive for the monthly Downtown Artwalk. We'll talk to Executive Director of Artwalk, Joe Moeller, and Kathleen Brem. We'll discuss why educational programs are so important with Mocha Director Catherine Arias and Woodcraft Rangers After School Consultant Toy Jones. We'll meet some of the stars for Downtown LA's Artwalk. Then Kohl's General Manager Caroline Roberts takes us for a French dip. Then I'll dip back to my kitchen and make my version of a French dip sandwich with mock potato salad. Hey, that's what's coming up on this episode of Sil Cooks.
It is about balancing our choices between the gray of the concrete jungle and the stunning beauty of the real one. Between a stoic facade of granite and the fury of the canyon. Between deafness and the presence of breathtaking music. Between blindness and blinding beauty. It's why there's Earthshare, the simple way to find balance. Earthshare is the workplace giving program bringing the leading environmental groups under one umbrella. Support Earthshare, support them all. Earthshare. Please ask your employer about workplace giving. To learn more, please visit our website.
Mrs. Johnson, good to see you again. This is Mike. You can trust him. He looks just like you.
I'll be sucking up to you in order to make you sign the loan.
So, here are your low monthly payments and interest rate as we promised. Here's where they triple. The rest of this is really just here so that we get your house when you can't pay us back.
Such a lovely house.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Downtown LA's Artwalk is host to many galleries and museums, so a visit to the Museum of Contemporary Art is a must. So what is the educational program as far as its relationship with Mocha? How does that all tie in?
In the education department at Mocha, we want to welcome as many visitors as we can. So our emphasis is really whoever walks in, wherever they are, you know, maybe you're with your date or your family or, you know, just by yourself to have some moments of quiet contemplation. And so we're there for you to have a range of programs that you can participate in and really enjoy the museum. And you could also at sometimes book a guided tour. It just depends on the availability of our educators. And our educators are really great at working with all audiences. So you don't have to be in school. You could be an adult and, you know, book a group for your museum visit.
That's so cool. Does it cost any extra if you want to do it on your own and book a bunch of your friends or something like that, or you prefer to with the school system?
Well, you can do it two different ways. Okay. Actually, if you just visit the museum anytime, we have tours that are open to the public. So this would be for just kind of the casual visitor. You're out on a date or something. And, you know, or you're with your mom and you just don't know how to talk about the art with your mom. So we have an educator that can help you. And those public tours are open at 12, 1, and 2. Tonight is Thursday night. We're open late and we're open for free from 5 to 8. So you can also join that tour for free at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. And that's a really great way to just kind of casually engage with the art, get to know it a little bit better, and have a great conversation with whoever you came to the museum with. And that's just a drop-in program. So if you want to book a tour, that's kind of a separate matter, and it would cost you money. But
that's so cool. So what days, I want to say it again, that it's free. for us to come down? Is that every Thursday, every other Thursday night, or?
Every Thursday night from 5 to 8. Thursday nights, we often have an art talk. So that can be actually a contemporary artist or some scholar, art critic, whatever, talking, just with you casually, either in the galleries or the auditorium. So those are usually Thursday nights at 6:30 or Sundays at 3. And the first Sunday of every month, we have a program called Sunday Studio, which is a drop-in workshop that anyone can come to. And you get a little bite-sized tour of whatever's going on in the museum, and then you get to make art about it. And that's from 1 to 3. You should just check mocha.org and look up teen programs, and it'll be listed on there.
As well as other programs, mocha.org.
Exactly.
For information about other programs that they're offering, which is so cool because I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Another great educational program comes from Woodcraft Rangers, whose presence can also be found in downtown LA's Artwalk. So you help with the after-school programs for LA Unified School?
For LA Unified, all the programs in the after-school are free, so we service over 60 schools throughout the LAUSD district, and they're customized, so all the clubs range from mural, jewelry, graffiti art, just a various amount of visual arts clubs.
I don't know, it was 60.
Yeah.
Okay, how often do you guys participate in the art walk down?
We're usually down here every month, so the goal is to showcase the student art outside of the classroom. So that's where we're headed with all of the student art and all the after-school clubs. So it's the whole goal and purpose is to get the artwork out of the classroom and into the public eye. So it's exposure for all the students in the after-school programs. And
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, but is it mostly visual art programs with Woodcraft Rangers?
Regarding Artwalk, yeah, it's mostly visual arts. We had like skateboarding. They were decorating their skateboard covers, things like that. So
they've been around for a while.
we've been around for a while. Yeah.
And it's just LA Unified School District you guys help out, or is it?
Yeah, LA Unified School District. So we have after-school clubs anywhere from Cudahy, San Fernando Valley, South LA, Southgate. So all over.
Spread out.
We're spread out.
So thank you, Toy, for talking to us about Art Walk and Woodcraft Rangers. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
When we come back, LA's Art Walk's executive directors Joe Moeller and Catherine Brim, and some of the wonderful artists who paint the scene when we come back.
Be cool about fire safety. Bet you don't know about the most important thing is where most fires start. It's right in your kitchen. Don't cook on stove tops. Let your parents do that. You can set that pan on fire full of grease and fat. Hey. If a kitchen fire starts, don't go running around. Get out of that house. Get on to safe ground. Let's go over some important safety tips so you and your parents know how to be cool about fire safety. Gotta be cool. First, only parents should be cooking on the stove, and they should never leave what they're cooking unattended to. Second, make sure your parents know to never leave the handle of a frying pan or a pot sticking out like this. Now look at this. Pot holders, dish towels, paper towels, and especially clothing. They should all be kept away from the burners so they don't catch fire. Gotta be cool. Be cool about fire safety.
To change the world, you don't have to be rich, or famous, or play ball, or lead countries. All you have to do is tell your family you want to be an organ donor. Talk to your family about organ donation. Talk to your family about donating life.
How long have you been the director of the?
I was hired at the end of 2010, so about 2 years now.
Okay. How's it going?
Strikes and gutters.
Oh, okay. What's the strengths of it?
Artwalk is a unique social platform that anywhere from 20 to 50,000 people every month show up and interact and walk around the streets of downtown LA And for those of you who live in Los Angeles, you know how unique it is to see people walking and talking to each other.
Right.
There's been a lot of growth in the past couple years of Artwalk. We had the food trucks who joined the scene, who bring in a whole new audience. We have over 100 pop-up artists, live art, sculpture, photography. We've been working really hard to expand the programming and types of art showcased during Artwalk.
Right. And I wanted to find out how you're getting people to come down here, especially people from other regions who may not live in LA. I mean, I know marketing has a lot.
We, honestly, we spend the least amount of our budget on marketing. Artwalk has grown organically over the past 8 years through word of mouth, through Facebook, through social networking, and we've been very successful in turning one-time guests into future ambassadors. So a lot of the people, like my friends who live on the West Side, one came the first month when I was hired, and now 12 came the last month. So people come down here, they have an amazing time, and they want to tell people about it. Right. Other ways that we get the word out is by partnering. Tonight for this Art Walk, we're partnered with the TKE fraternity at USC, and that brings in a whole other audience who's only a mile or two away, but worlds apart. So through a personal relationship with one of the members, we developed a business relationship with their fraternity, and now we're looking forward to a lot of the USC kids coming to Art Walk for the first time.
That is cool. Now, if someone's never been down here before, where do you tell them to start? I mean, how wide of a area? Where you go first?
The first place I tell everybody to go is downtownartwalk.org, because on our website you can make your own map. So what's really cool about our site is you have all the bars, galleries, businesses, restaurants with a brief description of each one, and you can pick what you want to do that night. You can populate your own map, and then you hit a button and it emails you or prints out your map. So one of the things for people who haven't been, I always recommend, is figure out what your style of art is. Do you like street art? Do you like photography? There's something for you here. Once you figure out what that is, then figure out where you want to eat, where you want to drink, and where you want to shop, and there you go. That's your night. So if you haven't been, get on the subway, get on the metro, get in your car, and come down to Art Walk, which is the second Thursday of every month. And we have over 50,000 people per month walking around, talking, eating. I guarantee you it'll be the time of your life.
Right now we have about 45 galleries. They're kind of spread out on the around the footprint, and a block or two here in this way or that way.
Okay, so what's your favorite gallery?
Oh,
I know, I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, I do have favorites. I love CB1, Hive Gallery, Crew West, Gloria Delson, and Phil Stern, and I could name several others, but I actually love them all, and it's been fun really getting to know each of the gallery directors and curators, because they just are amazing. They work really hard and open their doors for tonight, so everybody can come and have fun.
And it's the second Thursday of every month.
Every single month, rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. So far, we've not been afflicted with any rain. It's like the Rose Bowl parade. It kind of the clouds clear, and we're able to carry on.
That's great. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
You have some beautiful stuff. How long have you been participating down here? Is this your first time?
This is my fourth Art Walk. I did 3 last year, and this is my first one this year.
Okay, different mediums, or how?
I usually show paintings.
Okay, so that's your, what type? I'm looking at your painting and the way you're doing. Is it spray painted, or
it's a combination of airbrush and brush painting.
Okay, so it's airbrush and brush painting.
Yeah.
Okay, and if anybody wants to buy your artwork and stuff like that, they can go to your website?
Yeah, they can go to robertyancey.com.
Get it at robertyancey.com and get his stuff, because it's beautiful. We're going to take a look at him actually working on his stuff. Okay, so we don't want to get in its way, so let's take it away, Robert. How often do you participate in Art Walk?
Well, the photography that I have hanging here has been up since last year in December. So a year.
Oh, just a year?
For a year now.
Okay. Yeah. And you said you're retired? So you don't do this?
I'm a professor of Latin American Studies at Glendale College for the past 28.5 years. I retired about 3 years ago, teaching Latin American Studies. Along with that, of course, I have done an awful lot of photography that I combine with my teaching. And this here that we have in the restaurant is more culturally oriented. A little bit of the cultural. You have Machu Picchu, you have in Peru, in Palenque, you have the Oruro Festival in Bolivia, the celebration of the Virgin of Guadalupe in Mexico.
Cordado's Restaurant, who
5th Street.
right. And if you're down here for the Art Walk anyway, this is one place you got to visit. So thank you so much, Carlos. I appreciate it.
I'm part of the entrepreneurship program at USC.
Okay.
And for one of our classes there, we have a project that we have to get the most money out of, making businesses, doing projects with other people around the LA area. So I was able to team up with Joe Moeller, and we came up with this idea about painting hearts. People would come to the Art Lounge, and they would buy a painting, the ones that my friends and I made. With every heart is different from each other, having their own special touch to them.
You think you're going to get involved with Art Walk every month in some way?
That's the whole plan. So hopefully next month we'll team up with them again and do something else. Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guillermo. Appreciate it. So who's the oldest French dip sandwich in Los Angeles? Then it's my turn to show you my beef dip sandwich, mock potato salad, right after this.
When I'm under, I don't breathe. I'm weightless. My heart races. I'm floating away. And when it's over, all I think about is doing it again.
Michael Swan is under the influence of his volunteer swim coach. By spending time coaching, he helps Michael stay off the street and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
Hello, little prince. Mother, what we gonna do today?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Kohl's is a downtown landmark, and General Manager Caroline Roberts Mason tells us why. Is Kohl's one of the oldest or the oldest French dip restaurant in downtown LA?
Well, it's the oldest continuously running public house in Los Angeles. So I guess there are other places that were built before or around the same time as Kohl's, but they were closed, and they may have got reopened, but they have all closed at some point for a significant period of time and been non-operational, whereas Kohl's has been opened in 1908 and has been open consistently except for one 8-month period where they stopped for renovations to remodel. But other than that, it has continuously been open for business from 1908 through now, through 2012.
If there was a little controversy, we were saying, the other one's the oldest. And I went, wait a minute. So I'm glad you cleared that up.
Well, Philippe's claims that they also claims that they originated the French dip sandwich, but I believe they opened later than Kohl's did. So I don't know. It's apples, oranges. It's so he said, she said. We say we invented it. They say they did. Who knows who's right?
All I know is that a lot of people come here for the French dip. What is the popular dish here besides the sandwich?
Yeah. Well, obviously the French dip it's not our signature, and we serve all different kinds of meat. We have 5 choices: turkey, pastrami, pork, lamb. But then the classic is the beef, the prime, and we use USDA prime beef. So it's a beef dip, and I like mine with blue cheese, but you can have it with no cheese or with we have a bunch of different cheese choices. And then we make it make our own atomic pickles.
You do make your own pickles?
We make our own pickles in-house. We make our own atomic mustard, which is like a horseradish mustard.
Okay, right.
And then they come with the au jus on the side. We make here in-house. Yeah, you dip your...
Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate you, Dom.
My pleasure. It was nice having you here. Enjoy Art Walk.
I will. Thank you. Hey, guys. Those French dip sandwiches over at Kohl's were delicious. So now I'm back in my kitchen. I'm going to show you guys how to make your own version of a French dip sandwich. And I'm going to make a little side dish to go with it. I'm going to make like a mock potato salad. So instead of using potatoes, I'm going to use cauliflower. So enough with the chit-chat. Let's get cooking. And as you can see, we're starting out with a couple of pieces of chuck roast beef. It's about 2 pounds. I'm going to just rub a couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce on the front and the back. Now I'm going to season with a little seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and pepper. Of course, if you're familiar with cooking a pot roast, you can use the onion soup mix thing, but be careful with the sodium content. Time for a little mess. I'm going to flour the meat on both sides. I've added about 2 tablespoons of canola oil to my cast iron Dutch oven pot here. And easy. We're going to brown the meat on both sides. This should only take about a few minutes. Next, I'm going to slice a large onion and then add that to the pot. Time for some red wine, about a 1/3 cup. Doesn't matter what kind you use. We're going to put on our top and place in our preheated oven at 325 degrees for at least 2 hours until it's nice and tender. For our mock potato salad, we're using a large cauliflower and we're going to remove the green leaves and the stem. Now we're going to cut the cauliflower in half, making sure we remove the stem. Then slice in small cubes. I've got some boiling water going on in a large pan here, so we're going to just add this to the pot with a top on it. It should cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. You know it's done because you can pierce it with a fork with no problem. Remember, we don't want this to overcook and be mushy. So after we drain the water, we'll place it in a large bowl. Now this is where you would add exactly the same thing as if you were making potato salad. So I'm just going to chop up some green onions, celery, a couple of hard-boiled eggs here. You can also add some sweet relish and about a tablespoon of spicy brown mustard and mayo. Let's see, some salt and pepper to taste. Then we're going to mix all this up. And I like adding paprika on top, but that's just me. I'm using some plastic wrap to cover, and I'm going to let this chill in the refrigerator for a few hours. It's even better if you let it chill overnight. After about 2 hours, we're going to check on our meat. Now check this out. The meat is so tender right now. And so that's done. I've got some French rolls here, so I'm going to slice in half and spread some butter, margarine, or olive oil, whatever you choose. And I'm going to brown this on our griddle. Now I'm slicing up the delicious beef and place this on a grill as well. Our grill is on a low-medium heat. So I'm going to add some pepper jack cheese to this. You can certainly add your own favorite cheese. I'm putting a top on this to let the cheese melt. Now for our au jus, if it's a little too thick, which it is here, we're going to add a little bit of H2O just to thin this out. Remember, this should be more like a broth, not gravy, okay? Our bread is nice and toasted and ready to go. And we'll simply add our tender beef with the melted cheese on top. I'm just going to add some of the broth to this as well. And I'm going to slice this baby in half, put our chilled cauliflower salad on the plate. Now with a big dip. Now for the big bite. That's it. Hey, you guys had a great time down here at LA's Artwalk. I'd like to thank my special guests, Joe Moeller, Catherine Brim, Catherine Arias, Toy Jones, Caroline Roberts Mason. I also like to thank you guys at home for watching. Until next time, hey, you never where I'm going to end up. You guys take care. I'm with my lovely sister, Toy Jones, who's part of... Let me do that again. No, come on.
Let's give me a count.
Come on, I'm ready.